Terapagos and Lugia, two very bulky Calm Mind users from Regulation G with fantastic abilities that have to damage when the Pokemon are at full health. With the access to recovery and multiple ways to heal, they are able to constantly get multiple Calm Minds up and dish out a lot of damage in the endgame to sweep. We're going to be trying out both of these Pokemon on the same team because they're both legal on the same team in Regulation I. So let's see how well they're going to perform or not. This is a very heavy setup team that I've created with Terapagos and Lugia. Let's break it down. First, we have the Terapagos with the Tera Starstorm and leftovers for the held item with Tera Shell for the ability with Stellar Tera type. It's got Tera Starstorm, Earth Power, Calm Mind, and Protect. Pretty standard Terapagos. It's a great Pokemon when it is able to do its thing. Leftovers in grassy terrain allow to stack up a lot, so you are able to get Tera Shell consistently back again and again, which does able to half the damage that Terapagos takes from full, as well as make it a resistant move, which is pretty incredible. And then with the Starstorm, that's already a powerful attack, and then becomes a spread move that's able to punish Terastalization on your opponent's side. It's able to do a lot when it is Stellar Terra'd. Now, it is able to do a lot of damage and is going to be one of the main Calm Mind users of this team. And for it, we do have the EV spread of 172 HP because while in its form, it's able to get a number divisible by 16. So you can just get leftovers in grassy terrain recovery, the maximum amount. You have a 164 defense, and with a bold nature, this pairs up with the HP. So when the Terapagos does go for its Stellar Tera, you do lose the Tera Shell. So close combat from Urshifu, Stellar Tera is not able to KO the Terapagos. So that's why you have this bold nature with 172 HP. And then the remainder does go into special attack, special defense, and speed. The speed allows the Terapagos to speed creep a few Pokemon who, if they run Tailwind, for instance, or Thunder Wave, they do outspeed the Pokemon that speed creep the Calyrex Shadow Rider. And the EV spread is just a little bit modified version of a EV spread from Michael Kelsch. Next Pokemon we have is the Lugia with the Cover Cloak multi-skill for the ability with Tera Fairy as the defensive type with Aeroblast, Earth Power, Psych Up, and Protect. Now, I originally had Calm Mind Lugia because I was trying out double Calm Mind with Terapagos and Lugia, and then I did try out the version of the team that had double Calm Mind, and then I kind of realized Terapagos and Lugia are both very big Terra Hogs. They really both like the Terastalization, but only one of them can use in the battle. So you can't really go with a Calm Mind Terapagos and then go for a Stellar Starstorm like sweep, and then also have Lugia with access to Terra and have Calm Minds as well. It just doesn't work. So I quickly scrapped that idea after losing a few games really early with the Calm Mind set and thought, okay, what goes with Lugia that can actually pair well with Terapagos that doesn't rely on the Terastalization? And Psych Up I thought was probably the best option that I did have here because it only requires one turn of setup with Terapagos. So just go for that Psych Up into your own Terapagos and get the Calm Minds from the Terapagos boost, and then you basically have one turn setup and it doesn't require so much turns. And this does weaken the Lugia because you can't bring its solo Calm Mind setup like you could with Terapagos, which is a bit unfortunate because in some matchups you might not want Terapagos as much, but you are forced to bring it anyway. But I thought it was still a better trade-off than what I had initially. The Cover Cloak is just able to help out against all the fake out flinches, the icy wind speed drops, and more. It's just a very useful tool. Multi-scale, again, a great ability that's able to reduce the damage while Lugia is at full. And the Tera Fairy is one of the best defensive typings out there. And we are running double Earth Power. It helps out against the Zamazenta, Incineroar, and more. That could be annoying with Parting Shot. And it's just able to do quite a bit into the Steel types, which are able to resist the Aeroblast and the Starstorm. The EV spread is a old Regulation G EV spread by Ian Genius. This is max HP Lugia with 60 defense with a bold nature, 140 special attack because you want to still be able to do good damage after a few Calm Minds from the Terapagos, and then the remainder going into special defense, and you don't really need that much speed because it does tank attacks. We aren't running screens on this Lugia, so it might affect a lot of the calcs. However, Lugia is still a good Pokemon anyway because it's really bulky, and we do have Incineroar alongside Parting Shot and ways to set up Lugia for that Psych Up with Terapagos. Next Pokemon we have is the Comfey with the Citrus Berry, Tri-Edge for the ability, and Terra Water as the defensive type with Floor Healing, Trick Room, Draining Kiss, and Protect. So we have Citrus Berry on the Comfey, which I wasn't sure what item I really wanted because we do have leftovers on Terapagos. You had Cover Cloak on the Lugia. Like Comfey Otherwise, like there's Mental Herb, but I felt like I didn't need Mental Herb, and I thought, okay, maybe in some matches where I'm not dealing with Shadow Rider, Citrus Berry is still worth it, so I still preferred over like dealing with Mental Herb and Taunt because it gives Comfey a bit access to recovery, which can be nice in certain matchups, and the Terra Waters to help out against like Glacial Lance on the Cali Ice, some fire type attacks from Koraidon, and more. But really, you're not going to be terraing the rest because most of the Terras are going to be dedicated to Terapagos and Lugia. Floor Healing is an insane move, especially paired with Triage. Triage does give +3 priority to any healing moves. So the fact that you could go for this Floor Healing into Lugia and Terapagos to regain multi-scale and the Terra Shell is going to be the main core of this, as well as the Rillaboom Grassy Terrain. When Floor Healing is used under Grassy Terrain, instead of 50% healing, it's 75% healing. And with priority, it'd be absolutely absurd. You don't care if Lugia or Terapagos take that much damage because it is able to do a lot. Usually after one of Terapagos and Lugia go down, because usually your opponent can't break through both if they're both set up properly, then you get to Comfey in, you floor healing whatever's remaining, and you're able to clean up the game there. The EV spread is created by a player known as Niku Alex, who was able to get top 8 at the Bologna special event in 2024 Regulation G, and this is the Comfey spread. It's pretty much what I needed to do. A lot of HP with an even stat point, so you are going to be able to recover this Citrus Berry after a Ruination or a Super Fang. You have a lot of physical defense investment, you have a good amount of special defense with an extra stat point, and then you can just go for a Draining Kiss, and you have a little bit of investments just so it can hit harder against like Water Urshifu and more to chip them down. So yeah, basically that's all I need to do. It's just supposed to be an end game floor healing sweeper for whatever just needs that floor healing in the back, whether it's Terapagos or the Lugia. Next Pokemon we have the Assault Vest Rillaboom with the Grassy Surge, Terrafire, and Woodhammer, Grassy Glide, Fake Out, and U-Turn. Pretty standard. You have a great support Pokemon, great into Miraidon, which is very helpful because Electro Drift and Choice Specs attacks just do a lot of damage, so you need a mon that can mitigate that damage so Lugia and Terapagos can hopefully get set up. You have Woodhammer and Grassy Glide that is boosted by the grassy terrain. It's able to do a lot to Water Urshifu as well. Fake Out support, U-Turn to keep up momentum and get your next mon in. And yeah, it's just able to do a lot of damage. Pretty much the same EV spread we've been running. Max HP, a good amount of attack, and a good amount of special defense. Not really much to say about Rillaboom. It's just a good support Pokemon that's able to heal with the grassy terrain. Gives the stacking to Terapagos with that Terra Shell, and the Lugia, if it does go for Terra, will get the grassy terrain recovery, and again with floor healing with grassy terrain, 75% priority healing. Next Pokemon we have is the Incineroar with Safety Goggles, Intimidate, alongside Terabug and Knockoff, Parting Shot, Willisp, and Fake Out. Not really much to say about Incineroar. I think we all know how the standard setup cores go with the Rillaboom Incineroar core, just double Fake Out, Intimidate, being able to go for Parting Shot and U-Turn. Just really safe in general. Safety Goggles to help out against the Amoonguss as a switch. You have Knockoff to get rid of items. Parting Shot on the Incineroar to lower the special attack and physical attack to help for setups and get the next Pokemon in. Willis for the really strong physical attackers because you're boosting your special defense with Calm Minds. And of course Fake Out. So pretty much just the EV spread. Pretty standard Incineroar, just a lot of HP. You have some special defense investment to be able to switch into like Calc Shadow or Astral Barrage is a bit better. And then still a lot of physical defense. So yeah, not really much to say about Incineroar. It's just a great pairing with Intimidate, good with Terapagos, good with Rillaboom, good with Lugia. Just a good Fake Out cycle pivot. Final mon is Amoonguss with Rocky Helmet, regenerated for the ability with Terra Water as a defensive typing with Pollen Puff, Spore, Rage Powder, and Toxic. Now, I wasn't sure what I was going to have in the last slot. I was trying to see if there was anything I could really fit in niche, and I was like, okay, what does this team struggle against? And then I kind of realized this team doesn't have the best answers into two things. One is opposing Terapagos with Calm Mind, because that could actually be really annoying because otherwise your only offense is literally the special attackers, so that isn't great. And then the other thing was Dondozo with Unaware. Unaware Pokemon just destroy the Terapagos Lugia because you have no immediate offensive pressure on this team. So I'm like, okay, I need something that can stop that. And I was like looking around, seeing if there were any attackers that matter, but really I felt like what was necessary was maybe a poison type, because it helps out in like that Shadow Rider Wheezing, which is paired with Dondozo. So having the ability to just go for a way to get rid of the toxic spikes, which was pretty good. But B, Toxic Amoonguss kind of solves a lot of problems that I have, because you could go for Toxic into a Calm Mind Terapagos on the opposing side, and then you win the Calm Mind mirror because they don't do damage back. And then you could go for Toxic into the Dondozo. You have really bulky Pokemon that can just withstand the Dondozo attacks. And then you don't care if they have Underwear because you're just going to be able to tank the attacks anyway, slow them, chip away with the Toxic, and yeah, it's just able to prevent the Dondozo from doing much. The only reason I didn't have Clear Smog is because I thought Toxic could really help out in some situations as well, where you have to wear down your opponent's team, and you got really defensive Pokemon in general that could just heal off the damage. So you might as well just run Toxic because it might be better, because you could go for Toxic into some certain things. In the Miraidon matchup, you could go for like Toxic to wear down opponents' mods that are just keep constantly switching. I thought, you know, might as well just run Toxic at this point, because Clear Smog could be blocked by Substitute, and then I just like lose. Toxic does get affected by Substitute as well, but I felt like, okay, there's probably more likely situations where the thing is, if I Clear Smog, they can still go for Calm Minds over and over again, so it's not like a complete instant win. While if I land one Toxic, it's just pretty much a wrap. So felt like Toxic was just better. EV spread wise, it's a pretty standard Amoonguss. You have 27 speed IVs, so you'd still outspeed the Calyx Ice Rider and the Ursaluna Blood Moons under the Trick Room, and otherwise you just run a lot of HP, good amount of physical defense, and special defense. Pretty much a boring Amoonguss, but it does the job, especially with the Toxic support for the specific matchups. Now, how to use the team? I mean, it's pretty much a standard Terapagos gameplay with Calm Minds. I mean, it's mainly your setup mon. You always go with Terapagos plus a setup here with Rillaboom, Incineroar, maybe Amoonguss, and yeah, you just go for the Calm Mind setups, try to position in the Lugia when you can, go for Psych Ups. And there are maybe some other leads you can do, like Incineroar Amoonguss or Rillaboom Amoonguss in some situations. But across the board, Terapagos, you just want to set up combines as quickly as possible and then figure out a position for Lugia to go for the Psych Up, and then have either resources left so you can just stick around with the restricted that just is stuck on the field, because your opponent most likely can get rid of one of them, but probably takes quite a few turns to get rid of both of them because just of how tanky Terapagos and Lugia are, especially after a Calm Mind feast for Terapagos and Lugia. If you would like to check out the details of the team, they'll be linked in the description down below, and let me know in the comments down below what you feel about Lugia, because I really do think Lugia is super cool, although I think on this team might not be the best, because again, it does share very similar roles with Terapagos, and I think it's a really big Terra Hog, which you kind of need Terastalization on Terapagos, otherwise it's a very weak restricted Pokemon. So we'll see how it goes, and let us get into the battles. Okay, I'm not sure what to say. There's an Arcanine, Zacian, Zamazenta, Raging Bolt, Sinistra, and Swampert. Double dog. If this is Swords Dance or Iron Defense, I'm in a lot of trouble, but I think we're gonna go with Terapagos. They don't have the best answers to Amoonguss. I do want Amoonguss in this game. Is it over Rillaboom? I'd say so. I think having Amoonguss is way more valuable, and Pollen Pup could be nice for Lugia setup. If I can get the Psych Ups into my Lugia, I feel really good about winning this game, because Lugia is fantastic against them. Terapagos not much so, but I need to set up with Terapagos in order to get this set up. So I think I'll go with... Or do I want to lead Amoonguss? Actually, I'll just lead Amoonguss. I don't see a problem with leading Amoonguss Instant. I think it's a pretty good lead in general. And then we'll just bring the Terapagos after we get the spores off, or the Wisp. I might go for Wisp in the Zamazenta and make it a bit easier for myself to be able to take body presses, because I don't need Spore, but we'll see. I would like to get either Spore or Wisp off in the Zamazenta though. We're gonna see Arcanine and Zacian. Okay, I wonder if it's Howl on Arcanine, because that's probably one of the only reasons why you would run Arcanine, but let's see. All right, attack boost on the Zacian. Intimidate gonna go off. It's not Scarf Arcanine, so that's good to confirm, I guess. I get Intimidate off onto them. I don't know if they have Flare Blitz or not. I think my best play is just to go for Fake Out plus a Spore here. Don't really see much of a problem with that. So let's see what they decide to do. Fake Out going to come out. No protects also. Sacred Sword into Instant is fine. I do take a lot of damage, but sure. And it's not Covert Cloak Arcanine, so I do get the Spore off. Okay. Very good, very good, very good. I mean, Instant should be safe against the Arcanine for the most part. I don't see a problem with just going for a Parting Shot into the Zacian and going for What do I want to do with Amoonguss? Do I want to Spore to Arcanine? I guess I get to find out if it's Safety Goggles or not, which is pretty good. So I'm going to go for Spore and Parting Shot. They go for a Sleep Turn as Flare Blitz going to come out. Okay, we'll take that extremely well. We got Intimidate off earlier. Yeah, as you can see, we take that extremely well. Rocky Helmet damage is adding up alongside the Recoil. Parting Shot going to come out into the Zacian. Beautiful. So the Zacian's now -1 attack. It's not going to be able to do that much. And we bring out our Terapagos. Start getting our Calm Minds up. Excellent. So the start's really good here. As we bring out Terapagos. Do I want to switch out my Amoonguss, or do I want to attempt to go for a Spore into the Arcanine that might be switching out? Oh, it is Goggles on the Arcanine. Okay, good. Good to confirm. I'm just going to set my Calm Mind here and swap out into Incineroar then. A little bit annoying that the Incin is low, but as long as I have Amoonguss healthy, it should be alright. So we'll bring out our Incineroar, get another Intimidate off into the Zacian. That Zacian's now -3. The Arcanine is now -2. Is it Snarl Arcanine? Okay, they stay asleep for another turn, which is great. The fact that they haven't brought in Zamazenta yet is beautiful. They go for another Flare, but it's okay, beautiful. Yeah, I just take it extremely well. And all right, Terapagos is starting to be set up. I think my best play is just to switch out the Incin, not even go for Fake Out. Get another Calm Mind, get in Amoonguss. Which should be pretty safe here. I think if they're going to switch, Arcanine would probably be the one to swap into Zamazenta. And they'd probably go for a Sacred Sword into Incin. So this is my best play of getting in my Amoonguss so I can threaten the Spore, which is pretty good. Yeah, they're going to retreat the Arcanine into Zamazenta, it looks like. I could have whisked it, but the thing is, if Zacian wakes up and KOs my Incin, it's not great. So rather have the Amoonguss out. And now I could threaten Earth Power into Zamazenta, which is actually pretty good because we've been, what, like... Well, it's +2. Did you wake up? Yep. They go for a Sacred Sword. Beautiful. Okay, nice. Very good position. We get a Protect off with our... Or we get another Calm Mind up for Terapagos. And now we have the Spore Pressure into the Zamazenta, which is huge. I think my best play here... It's just to Calm Mind and go for a Rage Powder. Because I think they might... Oh, they didn't go Arcanine and protect the Zamazenta. Okay. It's just Body Press. Take a Sword. Cool. Does nothing. I'm assuming they Body Press the Terapagos attempt. They do Body Press, but what's really nice is that Rocky Helmet is adding up. Excellent. Another Calm Mind and... Not looking good for my opponent. That is a +3 Terapagos. And I will go for Earth Power into the Zamazenta. And a Rage Powder. Because they can't knock out the Amoonguss here. So this is basically perfect right here. Because now I'm pretty sure with the plus... My +2 or +3. Zamazenta retreats, which is a good play on their part. Okay. Into the Arcanine. Okay, so Arcanine goes down here. Does Zacian have... Well, if it's Sacred Sword, I don't think your Sword stands. That's the thing. So I get a Rage Powder off. It's not going to matter. They go for a Sacred Sword again. Okay. I'm really surprised they're not going for Behemoth Blade, but it's funny because most of the damage has been done by Recoil. Earth Power going to KO the Arcanine, which does pick up the knockout. So that's one of their best Amoonguss answers gone. And now they go into Zamazenta. And I still don't even think I'm really heavily threatened here. Sinistra going to come in. Okay. All right. Beautiful. Now, are you Rage Powder? I'm +3. I think +3 is all I need in this game. I'm going to switch out into my Lugia and protect Terapagos, because the idea here is to set up a Psych Up situation for Terapagos. So all I'm going to try to do is go for that Psych Up into Terapagos to get my Lugia set up, and then I should have a good position. The only question is this Rage Powder on the Sinistra. The reason I protect the Terapagos is so I don't get Matcha Gotcha burned, which gets rid of my Terra Shell, which means I won't have Terra Shell for Zamazenta if they, like, let's say switch out Zacian into the Zamazenta and go for a Machagacha burn, and then I won't have Terra Shell, so it's really hard to set up. They finally go for the Behemoth Blade into Lugia, but that is not damage, my friend. They go for the Machagacha. Okay, yeah, perfect. And we can't get burned with Lugia either, which is fantastic. Yeah, that's great. And now I'm going to go for Earth Power into Sinistra, and I'm going to attempt to psych up my Terapagos. Yeah. All right, nice. They go for Sacred Sword. Terra Shell is active, so it doesn't matter. I went for Earth Power and Sinistra in case they switch out into the Zamazenta, because I think since they saw Earth Power, they're really scared of like Zacian switching out, taking Earth Power into the Zamazenta slot, and then just instant losing the game. So like Sinistra might attempt to, if anything. Special defense drop doesn't matter. Shadow Ball, but I am +3. This is not going to do anything. Yep. And we can't get special defense dropped either. So now we have everything set up perfectly, where I think I could just Earth Power and Aeroblast, and I pretty much get a pin here. I think I go for Earth Power into Zacian, and I Aeroblast the Sinistra. They go for Sacred Sword again. It's super effective, but I think Terapagos has done all the damage I needed, because Aeroblast does connect into the Sinistra, picks up the knock on the Sinistra, Earth Power gonna knock out the Zacian, and that is gonna be a good game. So interesting. They weren't able to, I think, effectively use a lot of their toolkits with Zamazenta. I think they need to get the Zamazenta in a lot earlier, but it's just tough, right? Because that's the thing about Amoonguss. The fact that their only really threat to Amoonguss was Arcanine, but Arcanine after Intimidate, as you saw, only did 50% to my Amoonguss. So that was a big problem. Like the fact they couldn't really stop Spores. Only way would have been Terra Grass Zamazenta, but I kind of doubt it here on this team. So Zamazenta going to come in, but I have all the boosts that I need. Crit doesn't knock out Lugia. I just go for double Earth Power. You can knock out Terapagos for all I care, but I'm going to get the KO into Zamazenta. I'm going to be forfeited, and that is a beautiful start for Psych Up Lugia. Very nice. Terapagos, Hatterene, Indeedee, Necrozma, Dawnwings, Urshifu, and Pelipper. This is a wild team because they have Terrain, but they also have Terapagos. They're really weak to Rillaboom, though. I don't know how they're stopping Rillaboom in general. Okay. I want Floral Healing in this matchup. I mean, I'm bringing Terapagos for sure. I don't think I need Incin at all in this matchup. I do think I want a Amoonguss because I'm really scared of Rain mode. I think I'm gonna lead Terapagos plus Amoonguss. Yeah. I think in the back have Lugia and Rillaboom. I could bring Comfey because Comfey could reverse Trick Room, but I think I'd rather just play in the Trick Room realistically because it's a lot harder. I think my best mon is gonna be Lugia, although I gotta watch out for Necrozma Dawnwings because I don't know who I'm gonna Terra with my team. I think it's gonna be Lugia, but we'll see. It could be Terapagos too. Okay, we're gonna see Indeedee plus the Terapagos. Fair. And they threaten to knock out into Amoonguss? I think it depends. I mean, this is a free Calm Mind here. This is like Calm Mind Go Rila, I think. Because we get rid of the Psychic Surge immediately. They might Terra with the turtle, but I think that's okay. I'm just going to Calm Mind switch to Rillaboom. I think that's super safe. Because they should be worried about Spore. So I'm kind of curious on like what their Spore answer is. And I feel like that's Psychic Starstorm. So I think I just always deny that. Bring in Rillaboom. Have Grassy Terrain. And then have set up with my Terapagos. Okay, we get to Calm Mind up. No Fake Out from Indeedee. Or no Follow Me. Is this Psychic? Flamethrower, that makes sense. Okay, did a lot, but that's alright. Trick Room. Wait, I could have got the Spore off. I absolutely could have got the Spore off. Okay. Sure. I mean, I'm just Calm Minding again and clicking Fake Out, I think. You are not Covert Cloak Terapagos on this team. Entity is going to switch, which makes sense. I don't know who's coming in though. That is Cross with Dominings. Okay. So I get a fake out off. This breaks Terra Shell. I don't know if it's going to get it back after the grassy terrain. It's just weird because I don't think that specs Flamethrower, but I can't really say what the item is then. As we get a Calm Mind up with Terapagos again. I can get rid of terrain with Terastalization. My main threat, I think, is that the Necrozma. I think I'm just going to Earth Power Necrozma. But I want to Calm Mind again. The thing is, Calm Minding is a bit greedy here. I think. Like I think they're going to go Entity and click Expanding Forest. That's like what I would say is very likely here. I think I'm going to Calm Mind, go Lugia. Because there's no way, I don't think there's ever a world they Moongeist beamed the Rillaboom. Unless the Terapagos stayed in. Did it stay in? Or did it switch out? Bring up the Lugia. A Meteor Beam. Oh, please tell me this was into the Lugia. I mean, this is still okay. Because I do have the Shadow, or not Shadow Shade, the Multi-Scale at least. Okay, it's into my Terra Shell. Perfect. Okay, so I'll take this attack just fine. Yeah, I just take that extremely well. Perfect. Flamethrower into... Oh, they doubled that slot. They are really disrespecting my Rillaboom slot, which is interesting because I thought they would want to get rid of resources around that, but sure. I don't think it specs Terapagos. I feel like Flamethrower should have done way more to my Rillaboom, but okay. I mean, we're +3. I think we're super safe now. I think I just go for an Earth Power into you and I click Protect. We're going to see the Terapagos finally retreat. This should be Entity. Yeah, now they finally bring out the Entity. That's fine. Because if I just get rid of that Necrozma, I feel really good about my spot. So is this Expanding Force or is this Moongeist Beam? It's Expanding Force, but that's cool. As we tank this pretty easily with +3. Ooh, we took a bit more than I expected, but I mean, we still took it. Our power did not do as much though. We get a special defense drop. I don't know if that would let us get the KO though. Okay. I think my play is just to always Earth Power anyway and just go out into Rillaboom. Yeah. We can't let Expanding Force go into Terapagos again. We'll get a bunch of Terra Shell recovery. Entity might double out here, but that's fine. Oh, if Entity doubled out into Ursh, that would have been bad. But then again, that's risking so much there. Like, I could Starstorm at any moment. Yeah, they go for Helping Hand Expanding Force. Perfect. Or Moongeist Beam, which is fine. Okay, perfect. All right, Rillaboom goes down, but I think that's pretty good for me. Because I do get the Earth Power into the Necrozma. It doesn't pick up the knockout, but right now, I'd say I'm pretty good. Because Terapagos is in a prime position. I am going to go out into Lugia. Now, I don't know what they're going to click here, but I think my best play is just to Terra Starstorm. And I think it's to psych up my Terapagos. Because if they click Follow Me Trick Room with Necrozma, sure, I don't get the Psych Up off, but at least I get the KO into the Necrozma with the Starstorm. The Entity takes a lot of damage. I think I'll probably hang on, but that's all right here. So let's see what they decide. We get rid of Grassy Terrain, which is a bit unfortunate for Terapagos healing, but that's all right. Ooh, that's perfect. I get the Psych Up. That is so good for me. I get the Psych Up, which is huge. I get the Starstorm off. That is looking pretty good for this sweep here. I guess they went for Trick Room of Entity, which is perfect. Nice. Goodbye, Lunala. And here comes the Trick Room, but the Lugia is just healthy as it is. Trick Room goes up, but we are set. We are set. Even if they have Urshifu, I just go for Aeroblast, and I think I switch out Terapagos to go Amoonguss always. Because there's no reason to give up Terapagos for free. That's their own turtle, which is fine. We're just going to go for Starstorm and Aeroblast into the turtle. They're going to go for Starstorm. They have super effective Starstorm. I just don't see their turtle being able to knock out my Terapagos at +3 special defense, even with Helping Hand Starstorm, because that flamethrower damage did nothing to my Rillaboom. They do go for the Helping Hand, so this is Helping Hand Starstorm. Okay. I mean, it's going to do no damage to Lugia either. I could have protected, I guess, to get Leftovers Recovery, but I didn't know if this was like, I know it's flamethrower, but I don't want any setup on their Terapagos. Yeah, it does no damage. I guess Starstorm, I get the KO on Entity, which is cool. And actually, this might just blow up the Terapagos on their side. Nope. But Entity goes down. Lugia will finish it off. Did we hit? Nice. Goodbye, Terapagos. And then last mon is Ursh. Thing is, they haven't brought it out this entire game, so I'm even questioning if it was Ursh. Then again, they never had a safe switch to Ursh because I could always just have pulled the Starstorm button with the Terastalization, and then they would have just lost. That's not Ursh, that's Hatterene? Yeah. Okay, yeah. They brought all special attackers against Double Calm Mind. Rough. That is rough. Then we just Starstorm, we Aeroblast. Unless Hatterene has some crazy tech here, but nope, I'm gonna be forfeited. Beautiful. Okay. Really nice. Really nice Psych Ups. Really nice Psych Ups into the team. It's what the team does. Whimsicott, Rayquaza, Rillaboom, Volcarona, Miraidon, and Fluttermane. Interesting to see double terrain on this team, but okay, and double dragon as well. All right. Terapagos is pretty solid against this team with setting up Calm Minds. Volcarona is the only mon I'm super worried about with the Quiver Dance option. I think Whimsicott's pretty annoying because of Encore threat. I gotta figure this out carefully because it could definitely go wrong. Do I want to go with... I think Terapagos lead is always the best play. Am I leading? I feel like I want to lead Incineroar here. I think I'll lead Incineroar because if they lead something like the Rayquaza, I can see if it's clear amulet or not. And if it isn't, I get the Intimidate off. If it is, I could go for Potential Wisp. If they lead Miraidon, I could just go into Rillaboom afterward, which I think is okay. Then Lugia in the back. No Comfey, which kind of stinks, but I think should be all right here. Because the problem with Comfey that I don't like here is I think I need Incineroar and I need the Rilla. I think I need double Fake Out in this matchup against Miraidon. Especially because the fact that they don't have like a Farigiraf to block the priority from Fake Out means it's a really big deal. All right. Miraidon plus Volcarona. Sure. So unless the Volcarona is like Struggle Bug or something, I feel this is a pretty good lead. I should be able to just go for a Fake Out into the Miraidon and go for a Calm Mind. Not really too worried about the Volcarona because I could slow it down with Parting Shot if I really want to. So we are going to go for a Calm Mind right off the bat and a Fake Out. If they switch into Whimsicott to try and Encore my Terapagos, I think that's a-okay. We do Fake Out the Miraidon. It does flinch. Beautiful. Heat Wave going to come out immediately, which Terapagos should be eating just fine with the Terra Shell. Yep. Beautiful. And we get the Calm Mind setup. Excellent. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. So Terapagos is now kind of set up in a decent position. I can go for a Calm Mind again. I think I would hard switch to Rillaboom and click Calm Mind here. Because even if they go for Heat Wave like Volt Switch, I don't think that knocks out Terapagos with the boost in the grassy terrain. So I'm just going to go Rillaboom and click Calm Mind. I think it's pretty safe. I don't really see a huge punish here. If we can get rid of Miraidon, that would be really nice for a setup with Lugia, because that's the biggest threat to Lugia is going to be this Miraidon. They do go for the Volt Switch. They target the instant slot, which makes sense because it was a mon that was just resistant to the Heat Wave. Now the Miraidon switches out. They do regain terrain control, but at this point the Terapagos is looking pretty good with that grassy terrain. A Whimsicott going to be coming out, which is cool. All right, as they go for Quiver Dance, which is absolutely fine here. Okay. You know, Lugia is actually good offensively against the Whimsicott, so I actually don't mind this spot at all. Because I am getting this grassy terrain leftovers recovery that I will be back to my Terra Shell, I believe. Yeah, I am. Perfect. Now I think the play is just to go for a Star Storm into the Whimsicott, because if they decide, hey, I'm not going to Encore, maybe I Light Screen first, I think that's definitely my best option. Then I'm going to U-turn the Whimsicott. They do go for the Encore, which is cool, because I think I can bring out the Lugia and go for Aeroblast into the Whimsicott. And even if you're matching these Quiver Dances, I am matching up with my Calm Mind, so I don't really feel like I'm too threatened by Volcarona. However, I do got to watch out for Volcarona getting a bit out of hand. However, I feel like that this is pretty reasonable here, because we will get a U-turn into the Whimsicott. Question is, do I want to go out into Incineroar first, or do I want to go out into my Lugia? I feel like the extra healing isn't necessary from Incineroar, so I think I'm going to go Lugia first, because I can threaten Aeroblast into Whimsicott. Now, I actually don't even know if this would KO, but I don't see a problem going for Calm Mind here and just Aeroblasting. How many turns are my Encore? 2 turns. Got to be a little bit cautious. However, I feel we're in an okay spot. I'm trying to think of, do they go out and Miraidon for the Whimsicott slot? Actually, no. I think my best play is actually to Psych Up the... Is it to Psych Up the Volcarona? No, it's just... It would be to Psych Up the Volcarona, actually. If they go for Quiver Dance again. Yeah, no, I'm going to Psych Up the Volcarona. If they go for Light Screen, that's okay, right? Because the reason I made this play is... Oh, they went for Heat Wave, not Quiver Dance again. Okay, that's fine. They break my Multiscale and my Terra Shell, but that's okay. Yeah, Lugia absolutely tank stat. But here's the thing. I can Psych Up your boost from the Volcarona, and now I only have 1 turn of Encore with Terapagos. I can double protect this next turn and force you to choose who you're going to go for Encore into. You can either Encore trap my Lugia into Protect, or you can Encore trap my Pagos back into Calm Mind, I guess. But even then, at this point, I'm just not seeing how you're breaking through right here. So we're going to go for another Calm Mind, and we're going to Protect right here. Because this always should be... Okay, they switch out the Volcarona into the Rayquaza this time. Okay. Which is fine by me, because they are... I mean, they lost a lot of momentum here by going for this. So I am able to go for Protect with Lugia and get a Calm Mind set up. Yeah, they are forced to choose now between who they target the next turn, which is amazing for me. So now I get a Calm Mind up with Terapagos. I am +5 Terapagos. Looking pretty good. Still have my Terra Shell in deck. As long as this Rayquaza is in Choice Band, I don't think I have to worry about anything. Like a Moonblast, Dragon Descent combination. So I'm going to go for Terra Starstorm into Whimsicott, and I'm going to go for Aeroblast. I should get the knockout with either of these moves, even through the Light Screen. Unless they go for Terra and go for the Encore into Terapagos. But yeah, they're going to Encore my Terapagos back into the Calm Mind, which is cool, because I should get the knockout on Whimsicott with Aeroblast now. Faster than Rayquaza, which is interesting to note. Yeah, goodbye Whimsicott. That's a huge knockout. That's a huge knockout. Swords Dance coming out is A-okay. Okay. We get a Calm Mind. I feel like we're in a pretty good spot, although I still gotta watch out, because this is going to be the Miraidon coming in, which is going to threaten a lot of damage. Yep. They do have Light Screen, which is something I do have to watch out for. I could psych up my Terapagos, that would be really good. My turns of Encore 2. So if they double the Terapagos, I do lose the game if I don't get this turn correctly. Actually, yeah, I think I have an okay line. I think I just go for Calm Mind with Terapagos. And I think I go for a Psych Up into the Terapagos as well. I don't care if Lugia goes down. Yeah, I don't care if Lugia goes down here, actually. The reason I don't care if Lugia goes down here is because they have to double up a slot to pick up a knockout, right? I don't think Miraidon can one-shot. Maybe it can one-shot Lugia with Electric. Maybe. I don't think it can, but it might be a possibility. We're going to see the Terra Normal on the Rayquaza, which is fine. They actually go for Extreme Speed. Okay, they don't get a knockout on anything. Yeah, because Lugia is just so bulky. Wait, why is the Miraidon slower than my Lugia? Okay. That's fine. I don't see a problem with this. Yeah, I don't see a problem with this. Because now I just go out into my Rillaboom. I click Fake Out into the Rayquaza. And I click Calm Mind once again. I don't think Miraidon can break Terra Shell to put me out of range of the Terra Shell healing back after Grassy Terrain Leftovers recovery. So I go for Calm Mind here again because I'm forced to. It's my last turn of Encore and I fake out the Rayquaza so it can't do anything. Then I just probably go Incineroar after. Yeah, I probably go Incineroar after and click Starstorm. Also, their light skins, did it wear off or is it going to wear off? They stay in and probably are clicking Volt Switch. I'm still shocked that the Miraidon's slower, but okay. I go for Electro Drift, yep, into my Terra Shell. Yeah, like I'm actually healing back perfectly. Nice. Yeah, and so now I have Terra Shell back. And because I have Terra Shell back, they just can't KO me with anything. Pretty sure they can't. Maybe I should just Terra to be safe here. Light screen wears off. Yep. You know, I actually do want to go for Terra Starstorm. I think I'm going to go for Terra Starstorm plus Incineroar switch. Because I think if they go for Dragon's Ascent, which is a move I'm scared of, by the way. This is why I've been like super scared of how they've been playing. Because I feel if you just go for the double with Terapagos to break the Terra Shell with Electro Drift, and then you go for Dragon's Ascent, I do get knocked out with my Terapagos, which is the only thing I do fear in this position. So I think if I Terra, because of the fact I'm like really physically defensive Terapagos, plus I'm +6 on the Terapagos, I should get the knockout, right? That's basically my goal here. And I'll definitely knock out both of these Pokemon with the Starstorm. Maybe not Miraidon, but definitely the Rayquaza. So Grassy Terrain disappears. You might be wondering why I didn't just protect and swap to Incin. I'm worried that they double the Incin and then can set up with the Rayquaza. Yeah, like that Electric Drift just does nothing, man. Yeah, they did go for the Dragon Ascent play. That's what I expected. Okay. Yep, Terapagos just so good with how bold it is. This Terapagos, a bold play for a bold KO. Starstorm going to come out, and this will knock out the Rayquaza as well as the Miraidon. Beautiful. And now we win the game. Excellent. Okay. So they did make the best play they possibly could have. However, I didn't give them an opportunity to A, get up another Source Sands, and B, I felt like, yeah, even though I had to play around Encore shenanigans, I timed the Encores, I think, pretty well in my favor. And getting rid of Whimsicott, getting rid of the Encore Mon. They did get an opportunity set up with Rayquaza, but thankfully it was only one because they had to start getting knockouts. I felt that was just absolutely huge. Volcarona gonna come in, but at this point, like, they can't do anything. I just Starstorm, I go for Fake Out. And next turn I go for like Parting Shot. I mean, there's so much. I guess if their Covert Cloak, Heat Wave crit me, but even then, I don't see how they're beating Incineroar at this point. It's Rocky Helmet too, so they just can't win. Yeah, I'm just gonna get the KO on Volcarona. All right, awesome. Huge. Terapagos just able to do Terapagos things. Lugia was actually kind of nice to get rid of Whimsicott, one of the Pokemon that was kind of annoying because of that Encore threat. And yeah, very happy about this. I felt like I brought the right mons. I felt like I played pretty well for the most part. Surprised again that they tried to set up the Volcarona and switch out. I mean, the Swords Dance was better than the Quiver Dance because the Quiver Dance lock was kind of useless for them. But them wasting turns just allowed me to get so much momentum. Whimsicott, Miraidon, Lunala, Chiyu, Iron Hands, and Urshifu. This is going to be a scary one because jeez. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a scary one. They have a lot of things that I don't exactly like dealing with. I actually am thinking of... Well, I always bring Terapagos. Like, I'm always bringing Terapagos. I need to get rid of Whimsicott decently quick. Because if I don't get rid of Whimsicott decently quick, I don't get... I just get Encore trapped, which is going to be annoying. And on this build, it's way more offensive. This is the problem with running the Calm Mind Terapagos with Psych Up Lugia, because if I had Calm Mind on Lugia, I could probably just go straight Calm Minds with that Pokemon instead. But I am forced to bring Terapagos here. Do I bring Incineroar? I think I need it because I don't know how I'm beating... I might not need it, but it is nice. Trying to bait here. I feel like I do bring the Rillaboom Terapagos. I think I bring Lugia in the back. I think I bring Amoonguss instead. Yeah, I'm gonna bring Amoonguss instead. I think having multiple switch-ins to the electric coverage is pretty important here, because I don't think they would start off Lunala if anything. This might be the rental that we've used on the channel. I can't remember the Pokemon order, but it was like Trick Room, Electric Seed, Lunala, which isn't realistically that big of a threat across the board, so to my Terapagos at least. So I got to figure out how I'm beating the rest of the mods. We're gonna see Chiyu plus Miraidon, which is okay. Okay, lead Rillaboom. No way you go for a... You Teraghost immediately? That's my question. I don't have any switch to the Chiyu. Unironically, I don't have any switch to the Chiyu. I think I have to play risky here. I have to either read the Teraghost or I have to attack immediately. I think I'm going to risk the Teraghost. I'm going to fake out the Chiyu and I'm going to call Mind. They switch out the Miraidon, which I'm kind of surprised they didn't Volt Switch, but I think they were reading the fake out into that slot. Okay, Whimsicott comes out. They did Teraghost. Okay. That's not great for me, although it's very playable. It's very playable. Okay. I wonder if I can change up my game plan because they didn't even bring both fighting types. Chiyu comes out. I fake out into that slot. I wish I would hammer it instead, but can't really do much about that. We do see the Heat Wave come out. All right. It does a lot to my Terapagos. But we do hang on. We get the Calm Mind setup. All right. I am trying to figure out what my best option is. I think it's to take the Encore here. I think it is to take the Encore here. I think we go for Calm Mind. And I think we go Lugia. Yeah, we go hard into Lugia, I'm pretty sure. Oh, Chi retreats immediately. Wow, I was not expecting that, but okay. Miraidon? Yeah, that's Miraidon. Okay. I mean, that isn't the greatest, but it's not the worst. Because they're probably going to Encore the... They're probably going to Encore the Terapagos. Okay. Bring out the Lugia. Yeah, they do Encore. All right. So I do get a Calm Mind off with the Terapagos. This isn't awful. Rillaboom's so obvious. I feel like they're gonna Volt Switch out. I think my best play is just to Calm Mind with Terapagos. The question is, what am I doing with Lugia? I feel like I just Aeroblast because I need the damage into Whimsicott. Do I Terra the Terapagos here? I don't think so. I think they're gonna Volt into Chi-Yu. I really just want to click Aeroblast. I think it's worth it. I'm gonna click Aeroblast. I need to threaten this Whimsicott. Like, I need damage into Whimsicott or it's really tough. They go for a Light Screen, which is acceptable. They go for Electro Drift into Lugia, which I should tank with the Multi-Scale. Do I not tank that with Multi-Scale? I thought I did. Oh, that's really bad. Okay, we can still play out of this, but that's pretty bad. Okay. All right. I need Amoonguss to put in work here, which it definitely can. So they're probably going to switch out the... They're probably going to switch out the Miraidon to go out into Chi-Yu. I need a +6 Terapagos to put in work, and we're going to go for Toxic into the Whimsicott. I wish I had Sludge Bomb. This is like one of the games I would wish I had Sludge Bomb, so I could threaten the Whimsicott. Maybe Sludge Bomb is worth it on this team over Pollen Puff. Would it be over Pollen Puff? I'm not sure. Hey, Electro Drift again. Is that in the Amoonguss? Yeah, it's in the Amoonguss. Okay, so they're just targeting the other slot. Sure. They're hurt by my Rocky Helmet. We're going to see Moonblast double up. Okay, they were trying to catch the Rillaboom on the switch. That makes sense. So we can't miss Toxic, and we do get the damage off into the Whimsicott, which is going to build up, which is nice at least. All right, we get the Toxic off. Okay. So the Whimsicott's going to be on a timer, which is going to be really important. Terapagos' Encore ends, which is actually a really good time. I mean, we're just going to attempt to Starstorm the Whimsicott. I don't think they give me the opportunity, but the thing is, I don't think Rillaboom goes down to Electro Drift in this position, so I can actually save resources, get regen back, and again, the Whimsicott's getting stalled out by Poison, so it's not like end of the world. It really just depends on their last Mon. The Encore, yep, that's fine. Because we're just trying to stall out here. For Electro Drift, we should tank one. Oh, no, we don't. Okay. The thing is, I can sport a Miraidon slot, though. Or I could Toxic it. And Terapagos come back in the one before. I think it just depends on if they have Urshifu back. Yeah, I think it just depends on if Urshifu's in back. We're gonna bring the Amoonguss. Do I Toxic or do I Spore? I think I Spore. Can only Calm Mind. Yeah, we're gonna Spore the Miraidon slot. I gotta think about this carefully. The Miraidon probably just attacks here, realistically. Or if they switch, it also still pretty good momentum, but I think they should switch here. Whatever switching in is either Chi-Yu, which I think you should switch into Chi-Yu. I don't think you should keep it around. I think you want whatever the last Pokemon is, which is most likely the fighting type. Unless he brought Lunala. If he brought Lunala, it's incredible for me, but I just don't think he brought it at this point. Yeah, I think future renditions would probably be Sludge Bomb on the Amoonguss just so I can threaten Whimsicott so I don't get Encore trapped like this, because I've been noticing in the last couple games it's been really annoying. Get Miraidon retreats into Chi-Yu. Yep. So I get a Spore off into Chi-Yu, which is nice. Ooh, double swap. The fighting type? Wait, this is actually pretty decent. Oh, it's Lunala. Wait, if it's Lunala back, I can win. They didn't bring the fighting types, which is insane to me, but it works out. Wait, I could definitely win with just solo Pagos. Because I get the Spore off. Beautiful. Can I win by stalling out with Pagos? It might be. It might be possible. It might be. They're gonna get in Whimsicott, right? Because it's last turn of Encore. I don't know which slot. Probably for the Chiyu slot. So I'm gonna go for Calm Minds, and I'm gonna go for Toxic. Yeah. Yep, the Chiyu retreats. This is in the Whimsicott. Okay, wait. We might have a chance. We might have a chance. Wait, did they double switch Miraidon plus Whimsicott? If they didn't, they throw here, but Electric Seed gonna activate, but I don't think that matters. It's just Moongeist Beam. If this is Moongeist Beam, they just lose. I think they lose. Like, even if a Amoonguss goes down, I can actually just threaten Starstorms now. Yeah. Now I can actually just go for Earth Powers. And Light Screen Ward off, so I get an Earth Power KO into the Miraidon slot always. Or I target... Do I target the Lunala? It might be ready to target the Lunala. I think I do target the Lunala. Size Shock is actually a bit weird because the Terapagos won't take it as well. But I think across the board, like, I'm really liking the position. Because I can mix it up as well. I can definitely go for a mix up too. So this should be Volt Switch. They Wide Guard. Ooh, interesting. Oh, they Electric Drift. What? Okay. Surprising. Because this doesn't do much. Yeah. Is that a Terra Shell? And I Earth Power to Lunala. Yep. Through Shadow Shield. That does a ton. I gotta watch out for the Whimsicott because of the switch. I don't know. I think I just go for Starstorm. Actually, no. I go for Terra Starstorm. Or not Starstorm. I go for Terra Earth Power. Because I think based off that Earth Power damage I did to Lunala through Shadow Shield, I think with the Stellar boost, I KO'd a Lunala. Then I could go for Starstorm. Okay, they swap out here. Is this Chiyu? No, Whimsicott. Wait. This endgame is going to be interesting. I'll say that. I'm trying to figure out how this endgame plays out. I think I win because I don't know how to beat Terapagos unless, you know, it's a Calm Mind mod. We know how these endgame play sometimes, but I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good. If I just click Starstorm, I won the game, so I'm kind of upset about that, but Electric Drift just does nothing here. Yeah, does nothing. The damage was sad. As I do get the Earth Power into the Whimsicott. Is this KO? No, but the Poison will, which is important. Yeah. Okay, I go for a Starstorm now. If they Encore, that's fine, because the fact that they're poisoned and took that Earth Power damage means they go down in 2 turns exactly. And I just don't think my opponent has enough pressure because Chiyu doesn't have... One, I'm +6 special defense, so Miraidon's not doing anything. Chiyu's not doing much. They're going to retreat here. Is this Chiyu? Yeah, it has to be Chiyu. I don't think you ever risk Lunala there. An Encore? Oh, they light screen. Okay, if they light screen, I think it's still over. Yeah, I think it's game over. Because I get the Starstorm, I get the KO into the Chiyu, and I get the KO into Whimsicott. Whimsicott goes down. All right. Was not expecting that. Okay, I now learn. I mean, I know that Electric is boosted, and if it's super effective, it does even more damage. I thought Lugia could live 1. Just let me dream about Lugia, but no. It does not live. I'm alright to Electric Drift at neutral. Okay, this is Miraidon plus the Lunala. I protect to get a turn of lefties. I stalled the electric terrain. Then I earth powered the... I either earth power or Starstorm. I think I Starstorm. But I think it depends on how much... Well, the thing is, they also used their electric drift power points earlier. They've used it already a lot. Like 4 at least. So they don't have much left. Yeah, they're going to go for Draco. Psyshock, yep. Psyshock's the one that's doing the most damage. Although I am bold nature, so it shouldn't do too much. Can I just Starstorm? Do I think +6 Starstorm KOs anything is the question. I mean, I think it's better than Earth Power because I don't think Earth Power KOs. If they Wide Guard, it's fine because they're stalling out their own electric terrain and not getting the Psyshock damage. So that's okay. Pick a Meteor. Yeah, now they're -2 special attack. Again, this is going to come down to does Miraidon crit. Maybe I should just Earth Power the Miraidon so I don't have to worry about those crits. The Psyshock crit is not that bad. Yeah, I think I should have Earth Powered. Actually, yeah, I should have Earth Powered. I mean, this is not Wide Guard Calm Mind, so I just protect and I Earth Power. Then I think I beat the Lunala. Yeah, that was kind of a troll to actually go for Starstorm now that I think about it, because Draco crit's the only thing that actually like does massive damage to Terapagos. Psyshock just does no damage. Because this is bold Terapagos, and yeah, like even if they're ignoring my special defense boost, like I have a lot of physical defense investment. Like I'm basically back to full. All right, this is the last turn that they have a chance to win with the Miraidon. Go for Draco. They don't get the crit, so I think I guarantee win here. Because I don't think Psyshock crit is going to help them. Yeah. As we can see, it just doesn't do enough. Or power going to come out. By Miraidon. And as the game. So even though I made the big mistake with the Lugia, I did make the biggest mistake with the Lugia. The Toxic Amoonguss kind of actually did help out because I was able to actually get the Toxic off into the Whimsicott. Also the fact, again, I'm very shocked they didn't bring any of their fighting types. I mean, Ursh wasn't that great against my team realistically. And I guess Hands got walled by Lugia. But I mean, they had Miraidon. I'm actually still surprised that they brought the Lunala because I don't think it did much for them. But yeah. Did I protect the last turn? I can't remember. They might try to go for timer, but I'm just gonna Earth Power. I'm also stalling at the light screen anyway, so it helps out. This light screen is still up, right? And just getting leftovers recovery is still like an optimal play here in case I get double Psyshock crit. Electric train disappears. Did light screen already wear off? Oh yeah, it did. Okay, so I can just Earth Power KO. Pretty sure the Earth Power was going to KO in the beginning. It's so funny because we were down this entire game. It was looking really bad. Then I got 2 chances with Amoonguss, and the fact that they didn't position the Whimsicott with Encore just ended up really helping me out. I also think maybe I should like not have power pointed up Calm Minds in this, because normally you would for specific situations like instant stalling with Parting Shot, like the long games, but against Encore, yeah, I think Encore Whimsicott might be a bit too problematic, but we'll see in the rest of the video as I'm going to continue on with how the team is, and I'll recommend changes at the end. Calyx, Ice Rider, Necrozma, Dawnwings, Smeargle, Indeedee, Hatterene, and Iron Hands. All right, going to be a bit of a tough one. Dealing with the Smeargle. Not amazing, but okay. All right, I am bringing Terapagos, and I will be bringing the Lugia, even though I think I could probably get away with going Comfey. I might lead Terapagos. Did I lead Terapagos Rillaboom? Because they might lead Smeargle Cali Ice. Tricky. I think I do lead Rila. I think it's Comfey in the back. and Lugia. Because I get the reverse trick with Comfey, although the instant switching in would be better. Yeah, but am I ever going to get a fake out in this game realistically? Probably not. Maybe I don't need Rila, even though grassy terrain is nice. I think I'd rather lead instant though. I'm going to do instant Lugia. Yeah, I think I'm going to do instant because I think instant is just better overall. I'm going to miss not having the grassy terrain recovery, but I think it's manageable. I need some way to make sure that I can go for a Cali Ice switch because I don't have good Cali Ice switches right now. So let's see what's going to happen. What are you going to lead? This is Iron Hands across with Dawn Wings. Was not expecting this. Okay. Interesting combo. Okay. Very weird. I think it's Min Speed Necrozma? Because I could call Mind and knock off. I could Parting Shot. If I really fear Meteor Beam, I could go out into Comfey. I think I'm okay with just throwing off a knockoff. I'm gonna throw off a knockoff. This might be a mistake. Oh, they fake out the instant. I guess that makes sense. All right, Calm Mind. All right, let's see. Oh, I forgot Expanding Force is gonna be a bit hard to switch into, but should be all right. Yeah, they did go for Trick on turn 1. Okay. This is not a terrible start. I think I get another Calm Mind with my Terapagos, and I can just swap out instant into Comfey. Because this is probably Meteor Beam now, plus a Drain Punch, and both of those are fine. Drain Punch, yep, into Terapagos. That makes sense. Terapagos absolutely eats. Power Jam. Huh. Interesting. All right. I don't mind it being Power Jam. I'll say that much. Do I heal back my Terapagos? Yeah, I do. I get my Terra Shell back if I just double protect, which I am going to do. I don't see how they punish it. I would like to see who they target down as well. Power Jab. This is a Meteor Beam. I mean, it's a lot less risky, I'll say that much, than Meteor Beam, but it's not as oppressive that I have to worry about, so it's nice. I wonder what item the Necrozma is, because I was expecting Power Meteor Beam. We haven't seen... Well, we know it's not Life Orb. We're going to see the Iron Hands Retreat, which is smart. Cali Ice? No, that is Hatterene. Interesting. Oh, double swap. Cali Ice? Yeah, okay. So I can go back to instant now, which is nice. Okay, I don't mind this. I do not mind this. I guess do I Terra? No, I want to keep my... I have Terra Shell, so it's nice. Trying to think about this real quick. Who do I want to Starstorm? Because I have a +2 Starstorm coming. It's definitely... No, it's definitely the Cali Ice. It's definitely the Cali Ice. I'm going to Starstorm and Protect. Or do I switch in Instant? I guess I could switch in Instant, which is fair. Yeah, I'd rather go Instant. Even if I take a Dazzling Gleam on the Instant switch, like, I'd rather set up a Fake Out position. Because now that I know that they don't have access to it, it's nice. Bring out the Instant. Also, was that not Clear Amulet? I guess it's not Clear Amulet on the Cali Ice. Dazzling Gleam is going to break the Terra Shell. They crit me, which is unfortunate, but thankfully the Cali Ice wasn't Clear Amulet, right? Because I saw the Intimidate go off. Wait, did I read it wrong? Okay. Terra Star Storm coming out does so much damage to Cali Ice. All right. Yeah, no. Oh, it's Choice Band. That's why. It's Choice Band and Cali Ice. Sure. I'm gonna protect, and I'm gonna parting shot with my instant into the Cali Ice. They stay in with both Pokemon. That had to be choice band damage, right? It did normal damage, basically. It did like normal Glacial Lance damage of what I would expect if it was Clear Amulet. Also, they do get a boost. Okay. Might not have been the best idea because I didn't realize how much the Gleam was doing, but I think this is still alright. Earth Power should KO Cali Ice in that range, so I'm not really too concerned about the Hatterene. If I KO the Cali Ice, I feel like I'm in a good winning position. So I'm going to bring up my Comfey. I want to go for Reverse Trick Room here. I don't think I need to. I think I'm just going to Earth Power the Cali Ice if it switches, and I'm just going to Floor Healing my Terapagos. Interesting. But yeah, I should be all right here because I didn't have to worry about double Trick Room the last turn. They have to get Trick Room up somehow. They don't have a switch for the Cali Ice slot. This might be into Necrozma now, but I get good damage in Necrozma, so that's fine. Yeah, they switch out to Cali Ice. Necrozma? Or Iron Hands is fine too. That works out. Beautiful. Okay. Good recovery and a big Earth Power in the Iron Hands. That's a good... Oh, is that Draining Kiss range? I think that's Draining Kiss range. Oh, that's so good for me if that's Draining Kiss range. I think it is. I think it is. So I think I just Draining Kiss. Well, should I scout for the Terra? I should, right? Yeah, I think it. Well, I'm worried if they double out the Iron Hands into Cali Ice, but I think Double Protect should be all right. Let's see. It didn't Terra here. Okay. So I can Draining Kiss the next turn, unless they just went for a Fake Out. They went for Psychic into Comfey. Okay. And Drain Punch into the Comfey. Okay. So I think I just go for a Starstorm into the Hatterene and I just Draining Kiss. Because I don't even think if they double up the Terapagos or Drain Punch plus like a Psychic, it would KO. And they don't Terra, so I get the KO on Iron Hands and I get a bit of recovery. So I might guarantee live the Psychic now. Because I get good health back, actually. Because Iron Hands has a lot of HP, even though it was pretty low. Nice. They just go for Dazzling Gleam, which is super ideal. Yeah, because Terapagos is going to heal that. I wish I could have got to my Berry, but this works. Starstorm going to come out. Good damage. Oh, it's Focus Sash. Oh, I could just Draining Kiss that. I could Draining Kiss that the next turn. All right. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about my spot. I don't see how to break in through Comfey plus Terapagos at this point. Cali Ice coming in. I mean, I just double protect this turn. Stall out another turn of Trick Room. And then I just go for Terra Starstorm. Or no, I go for Earth Power. Yeah, I just go for a double protect. I wonder if this is like Terra Ice, Cali Ice. It could be. It's choice band, but it could be Teragos too. But I'm pretty happy about like the Terapagos setup here. And we still have a Lugia that they have to deal with in the back, which is cool as well. Because Terra wise, I might go for the Terra Lugia endgame, because I think Terra Lugia endgame is safer, but we'll see. Pain Split. So Psychic, Dazzling Gleam, Trick Room, and Pain Split. Okay, it doesn't have Protect. Yeah, I just sack Comfey here. I go for Earth Power into Cali Ice, and I go for a Draining Kiss into the Hatterene. Yep, perfect. It's really nice that they didn't bring Psychic Terrain, but I guess like all the mods were needed for damage, right? That they brought, because since it's banded Cali Ice, they kind of needed 2 mods to deal decent damage to Instant. We always Earth Power because it covers the Necrozma Dawnwing switch in, and we Draining Kiss the Hatterene. If they switch out the Hatterene, it's fine too, because like I don't see. Oh, is it? It's gonna be weird, I guess, but I still think that this is all right. Oh, they finally Terra to Kali Ice. Okay. I knew it was Terra Ice. I knew it was Terra Ice. Okay. So I get Draining Kiss off. They're gonna get the KO on the Comfey with Glacial Lance. The Terapagos with the Terra Shell. I mean, this might do half. This actually might do half. Because this is Choice Band. It's not boosted. Okay, a bit under half, but yeah. Comfey goes down. Earth Power should KO the Kali Ice, and I think we're in a pretty good game-winning position. He also used our Terra, so I'm pretty safe now. Although I guess like I could just Terra Starstorm with Stellar Terastalization. I'm going for Lugia endgame. I think we're okay here. I'm really glad I brought Instant over Rillaboom, because my entire team would have just been eating Glacial Lances from Choice Band Kali Ice. So Instant was definitely to bring. I didn't need Rillaboom apparently. I felt like I could beat the Psychic Terrain stuff as long as I got Calm Minds up. But yeah, I mean, it worked out. Hatterene comes out. What turn of Trick Room is this? There's no Trick Room, right? Yeah, Trick Room expired. Perfect. And we know that Hatterene doesn't protect. So all I have to do is... None of these get ally switch. Well, we saw the Hatterene moveset. I just Starstorm you, and I Terra Fairy Psych Up my Terapagos. And now let's secure the game. Because I'm pretty sure Lugia is safer to win this game. But we'll see. Because I get the Psych Up. Now I have 2 specially defensive monsters they have to break through. And I do get the Terra Starstorm KO into Hatterene. No Pain Split Cheese into the rest of my team. And now Necrozma left alone. I don't think it can do anything. I go for Moongeist Beam. How much does this do? It goes through my multi-scale, but I am boosted with my... yeah. We tanked that with ease. We tanked that with ease. Now we go for Earth Power into the slot, and we Error Blast. That's gonna be forfeited. Nice. Felt like I had a good end game, and I felt the execution was decent. It felt decent. All right, let's go over to games. In game 1, yeah, my opponent really didn't have that much for Amoonguss, and really was just able to set up the Terapagos. Once the Zamazenta was forced out, I was able to get in my Lugia, go for that Psych Up, and Lugia is all that was needed to set up, so Terapagos and Lugia was able to win the game. In game 2, definitely an interesting team. Flamethrower on the Terapagos. I don't think it was choice specs based on the damage, but was just able to keep going for Calm Minds with Terapagos because they brought no physical attackers. And then once the Trick Room wore off, I was able to get the Psych Up with the Lugia. Even though they got a second Trick Room up, they couldn't really break through the Lugia plus the Terapagos at that point. In game 3, definitely a strange restricted pair matchup. However, was able to have a nice position where I was able to, even though there was Encore Whimsicott, I was able to find a position where the Encore wore off, and I had the ability to have threats with both Terapagos and Lugia boosted, so they could only force an Encore into one. And then I was able to get rid of Whimsicott, so I could actually set up and go damage with Terapagos as long as it was able to stick around on the field. And that's exactly what it did. Even through the +2 Dragon's Ascent and the Electro Drift, I was just able to tank them at that point and get a double knockout in response. In game 4, Chiyu is super tough alongside the Whimsicott, and I got the turn 1 read wrong. If I got the turn 1 read right, it might have been a lot better. However, yeah, it was not looking so good. I lost resources to and from. Luckily, I was able to get some turns with Amoonguss, though. Was able to get some right turns and get a Toxic off into Whimsicott, as well as a Spore into Chiyu. That actually gave my Terapagos some room because they didn't have Whimsicott out on the field for one specific turn. And that was the turn Encore ended, so Terapagos was actually able to go with attacks, and they couldn't actually beat the +6 Terapagos with all their special attackers. In game 5, another Necrozma Dawnwing Span team, and this time they had the Choice Band Calyx Ice Rider. I am so glad I brought in Incineroar. However, was able to stall out the Trick Room, and once that did happen, I was just able to really get the damage off with my Terapagos, and Lugia was able to go for a Psych Up, which meant that the Necroz with Dawn Wings could not beat the two of them in the 2v1. So how was the team? Overall, it is very dependent on Terapagos, and I'm not sure if Lugia is the best support Pokemon. Again, they're very defensive and they kind of share similar roles. I think the Psych Up version of the Lugia was way better than the Calm Mindset that I did, because I did actually win my games. I was surprised to win all of them, but we didn't face, I think, too many Shadow Riders plus Zamazentas, which was very key here, because Terapagos Lugia was able to wall stuff that wasn't like the Zamazenta, because that is the main threat to Terapagos. And yeah, no Rhydons either, so I was actually able to do a lot with my Terapagos in this game. But I would have liked to test if the team even works against those fighting types. However, was pretty good against all of those non-sets, even into the Miraidon stuff. I think there are a few things that I would change about the team though. Encore Whimsicott was just way too annoying, and I did think about this while I was playing. I think I would like either maybe Sludge Bomb on Amoonguss over Pollen Puff. Maybe I go with Flare Blitz over Knockoff on the Incineroar. Maybe Taunt on the Comfey instead of Trick Room. Although I'd probably stick with Flare Blitz or the Sludge Bomb change, so I have the immediate KO into the Whimsicotts. But overall, team wasn't the worst. It did win all the games, which I'm still surprised about. But if you'd like to try out the team for yourself, the round code is on the screen. Grab while you can, because it's only available for 2 weeks. If you'd like to check out the details of the team, they'll be linked in the description down below. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always, because we have a lot of Regulation I teams coming up in the future.